If you're considering an IUI procedure or IVF, or maybe your practitioner has told you, like, if you want to get pregnant, this is the only way it's going to happen for you, then you need to listen in. I'm about to share some facts that may open your eyes to what this really looks like and how much it really costs, because I think in the medical field, a lot of times we are missing true informed consent. So let me help you today. And I also want to share with you that there are other ways and other options out there. Let's start with an IUI, or intrauterine insemination. What happens in this procedure is that they take sperm from the husband and they basically inject it right up into the uterus, so it's bypassing the cervix and everything. It basically gives the sperm a running head start. And this procedure runs around $3,000 to $5,000 and is roughly around 8 to 10% successful. The problem with this procedure is that sometimes they aren't even checking for like sperm quality or anything like that before they are inseminating. And I've personally worked with several couples who that was the case for them, where the husband had poor sperm quality or something like that, and they had done this procedure without even checking that first. So if you are going to do this procedure, make sure that you do a sperm analysis and know what you're looking for and what you're dealing with before you invest in this procedure. Let's talk about IVF, or in vitro fertilization. Now, this is where you actually take medication to stimulate the ovaries to release eggs, and they retrieve those eggs, usually multiple at a time. And then they also take sperm from your husband and they basically fertilize those eggs in a lab. And then they take the embryo from that and they implant several into the uterus, which is one cycle. They implant those into the uterus and they hope that one or more of them will take and come to fruition. IVF is significantly more expensive than IUI at around $15,000 per cycle. The average success rate is like around 30% if you use all of the eggs from that one retrieval, which usually is multiple cycles. I want to just mention here that I don't think a lot of people, and especially a lot of Christians, are considering the moral and ethical dilemmas of what do we do with that eggs? Is it our right to create life? And that's something I'm going to touch on at another time. But people should really do their research about this procedure and about what happens to those embryos, and really consider if this is something that they are morally and ethically okay with, other than what the doctor is telling them. Because I think a lot of times we are just looking at, I want that baby, I want that baby, I want that baby, without really asking ourselves, is this the right way to go about it? Now, I don't know about you, but I would not be ready to volunteer as tribute in those games. Those are terrible success rates if you ask me, like F. Like if we're talking success rates, that's like an F. And I think a lot of people don't even realize how low the success rates are of these procedures when you dig into the research and recognize that even for IVF, which is costing tens of thousands of dollars, there is no guaranteed outcome. And the research is starting to show that babies that are born from IVF especially actually tend to be unhealthier, and that's because we are not starting with a healthy sperm and a healthy egg. So that's a lot of money to invest in something that really has such a low success rate. In fact, I met a woman last week who did multiple rounds of IVF and never ended up pregnant. And she looked at my program and she was like, I wish I would have known something like this existed 10 years ago when I was still pursuing fertility, because she's like, this is amazing. And I just wish I would have known that there were other options besides what I was offered. These procedures really take a physical toll on your body, especially IVF, because you are again forcing your body to do something that it's not naturally made to do, like releasing multiple eggs at once. That is not a natural process, and it is something that your body is forced to do. The other thing is, like I said, you are not starting with a healthy sperm and egg, because that's why pregnancy is not happening in the first place. So forcing that to happen is going to result in a less ideal outcome, both with pregnancy and then the baby as well. Not to mention the emotional stress and just the toll this takes on your body, your relationship, and also your wallet. And these are really like most medical procedures that are really focusing on symptom management rather than getting to why are we not making a baby? Like, what is going on in each of our bodies that this is not happening for us? And again, we're forcing that to happen. So let me tell you about a different approach. If you are looking for something that can help boost your fertility without taking a huge hit on your wallet and without taking a huge hit on your emotional stress and actually helping your body to heal rather than forcing it to do something that it's not meant to do, then listen up. Have you tried either of these procedures? If you have, I'd love to know in the comments how that went for you overall and how you feel about the procedure now that it's done and over. If you are here because you are looking for something outside of the medical realm that actually is going to help your body and your husband's body and really optimize it for the best chances of natural conception, then I have something for you. My background is in nursing, and I'm also certified in nutrition, and I take a very holistic, comprehensive look at both parties when I'm working with couples for fertility. What we do is we really look at what is going on in the body that is not letting the body procreate. Like, does it need more minerals? Are there heavy metals? Are there other things going on in the body? My goal in working with couples for fertility is to really take a holistic look at both parties involved, first of all, because again, I feel the man is a very overlooked part of this whole equation, especially in the medical realm. When I do an intake with a couple, they answer like 300 some questions about their symptoms that are actually telling us where their body is needing the most help. And then we do the HTMA or hair tissue mineral analysis, like I've talked about in previous videos. And we look and see what vital nutrients are we needing for these cells, because eggs are cells, sperms are cells. And if our cells aren't functioning well, then that part of our body is not going to be working well, and we are not making healthy cells to make a healthy baby. Once I have all this information, then we come up with a personalized plan, and we use a completely custom supplement powder that is customized to each person based on their results to help fill in those gaps. I like to think of this as pieces of the puzzle. And when I'm gathering information, I'm putting together a picture of what might be going on in each of their bodies. And once I have those pieces, then we talk about, what is this looking like? Where are our bodies lacking? Are there areas of stress that we can manage in our lives? And then with each and every client, I am taking that test and I am getting a custom supplement powder made for each of them that is going to help fill in where their bodies are lacking and balance out the things that are out of balance that may be holding them back from getting pregnant on their own. So you can see how this would be a very personalized approach as opposed to just, hey, like you need this procedure. It is a very personalized approach, even between couples for each person. It's a personalized approach so that both of their needs are being met. Throughout my program, couples also get access to educational lessons each and every week. And basically what I want to do with this is empower couples to learn about their bodies, to learn how to eat well, so that they learn this skill for a lifetime. And it's very empowering once you have that skill set to be able to take your health into your own hands. Now, this approach, not only is it personalized to each of you, this also is a less expensive solution than IVF. You can see that it's a huge investment, and a lot of people are paying that off for years and years to come. And to me, it just is so tragic that more people don't know that there are other options than IUI and IVF. I want to tell you about a client of mine. She came to me, she was struggling with secondary infertility. Many times clients come to me struggling with things other than fertility because there's usually other things going on, but they come to me for fertility. And this particular client came to me, she was struggling with anxiety and she didn't want to go on medication. And I said, let's just work together for 3 months and talk about it then. She worked with me, she trusted the process, and within 4 months, she actually was pregnant, and she told me her anxiety was like 90% better. Now, to me, that's a huge win. And this particular client actually has gone on to have 3 children since we worked together. So you can see how an investment like this can really pay off in the long run for a long time to come, more so than an IVF procedure or an IUI procedure that is a one-off that has a very low success rate. Right now, my success rate is right around 70%. The good news is you don't have to wait until you've done an IUI procedure or an IVF procedure. If those procedures don't feel right to you and that's not something you want to pursue, then there are other options in there, including my Miracle in a Making program that helps couples get pregnant naturally. working on your health now can also prevent health issues down the road. And I think we all know that, but we don't really think about it. And we don't really think about how the choices we're making are truly impacting not just us, but our children for the long term. Again, I've had several people that have gotten pregnant within a matter of months with working with me. So if you are struggling, now is the time to take action, because the sooner you get started, the sooner we can get going. If you're ready to take the next step and explore a more holistic solution to fertility, then click the link below and schedule your fertility consult. I'm so excited about explaining to you what I do and how I can help you get pregnant naturally. I'll see you in the next video.